Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
We begin tonight with new fallout in Ann Arbor. An assistant coach on the Michigan football team fired as new information emerges in the sign stealing scandal. First, Jim Harbaugh agrees to serve out the rest of his new suspension. Now there's a brand new twist.
And Bernie with us now. We have all this happening in the middle of the season. You wonder how much it's already been a distraction, but now we go forward.
Well, I think they're just taking on that us against the world mentality, and it's us, and
could
that's
actually
it.
work that way.
Absolutely, and just focus, like put the blinders on, like they do on a horse. Yep. There has been no story that gives and gives and gives the way the sign stealing scandal has. And today, when you thought all was quiet, it wasn't. This morning, Michigan announced that linebackers coach Chris Partridge had been fired, and you're right back in it because Yahoo Sports is reporting that Partridge allegedly destroyed evidence on a computer after the scandal story broke. We've got highlights of Partridge making $500,000 a year. In a statement, Michigan said it would continue to cooperate with the NCAA in its investigation. The statement went on to say, quote, "We will continue to take appropriate action, including disciplinary measures based on information we obtain," end of quote. You get the impression from that statement Partridge was involved. He has spent 5 years with Jim Harbaugh at Michigan in 2 separate tours of duty. Again, Harbaugh will not be on the sidelines tomorrow when Michigan faces Maryland in College Park. Wow.
How many more chips are yet to fall? Because the NCAA is not done.
We've been saying this for weeks. There is, I bet, not half of the evidence has come out in this. And once it does, everybody will kind of see where it goes. But there's a lot more to go. So
yeah, we'll be seeing more of you at the beginning of the newscast.
Yes,
All right, see you a little later.
Okay. All right, Bernie. Our other top story here at 5. Union workers at Detroit's 3 casinos have reached a tentative agreement to get back to work. It comes after workers spent the last month on the picket lines. Priya Mann live with more on this story. Priya, I guess they are not putting away the picket signs just yet.
Yeah, that's right, Devin. They will remain out here on the picket line through Sunday when members are expected to vote to see whether or not they'll ratify this new contract. While union leadership is calling this a historic win, not all members are convinced.
We're going to receive $3 up front out the door.
Bundled up against the wind and rain, striking casino workers listened intently to the details of a new tentative agreement.
It's been a long time coming, but we're finally getting some good news.
3,700 casino workers went on strike 32 days ago, picketing outside MGM Grand, Motor City, and Hollywood at Greektown in Detroit.
We didn't get everything we want, but mostly we got what we want.
Friday morning, Unite Here Local 24 announced the tentative agreement on social media. It includes an immediate pay raise of 18%. All casino workers will get a $3 pay bump with an additional $2 over 5 years.
We got significant raises. Technology has been covered, to protect our workers from AI taking over. Healthcare is the #1 issue right here.
Martha Lett and Teresa Vaughn were part of the negotiating team. They say the workload was reduced and members won't see an increase in healthcare costs. Reaction was mixed.
I'm feeling good. I feel like they put a really good fight up for us.
I'm upset, because I've been here since '99. I've been here since day one. To me, there's nothing in there about people that's been here long. There's no benefits to me that benefit us that have been here as long as we have.
I'm looking at the people. Everybody had their different views on certain things, but overall, we won. Because in the past, we got cents, and now we're getting dollars.
Well, it's not all said and done just yet. Members will vote to ratify this new contract on Sunday at the Teamsters Hall in Detroit. They have from noon till 8 p.m. Union leadership says they will continue to update members throughout the day on Sunday. But again, these members will be out here with their picket signs through at least Sunday. Reporting live tonight at MGM Grand, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
So, Priya, Blue Cross Blue Shield workers still on strike. What's the latest on that situation?
Yeah, that's right, Devin. And, as we were driving around Detroit, we saw a huge contingent outside of their location here in downtown Detroit. Those contract negotiations are ongoing. They're in week 10, and the main issues here are the 2-tier wage program as well as outsourcing jobs. So that strike still continues, and, of course, we'll continue to follow that story as it develops.
You got it. All right, Priya.
All right, meanwhile, members of the United Auto Workers ratified a new labor contract today with Stellantis. According to preliminary results, nearly 70% voting in favor of the deal. and there are not enough outstanding votes to change that decision. Workers at GM ratified their contract yesterday, but by a smaller margin with 55% in favor. There are reports Ford is close to approving its deal, but final results aren't expected until sometime tomorrow.
Tonight, we are getting our first look at dash cam video of that chase that shut down I-94 last night in Detroit.
That video shows it start out as a traffic stop and spin out of control in just a matter of minutes. Rod Maloney live on this story for us tonight. Rod, you spoke to Warren's police commissioner about this. What's he saying?
Yeah, he did. He had a lot to say about this, but let's show you where it happened last night. It's down here in the Jersey barrier where it has a space down there. Hard to tell, but it was 24 hours ago that this section of highway was closed down in both directions because of this chase. The stop happened 2 p.m. yesterday at 8 Mile near Groesbeck on the Warren-Detroit border. Police officer telling the driver he did 52 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone and wanted a CID. With none forthcoming, an argument ensued.
I'm trying to understand why everybody else was flying past me and you pulled me over.
I'm not worried about anyone else. I just want your keys.
But why me?
I want your keys.
Things escalate. The officer runs to a scout car, calls for backup that shows up in seconds.
Hey, block in front of him. He's trying to take off.
And he does. The chase moves on to Van Dyke, where other officers are waiting, trying to box him in.
So he's trying to get through.
But the chase then moves to I-94 in Detroit, turning really dangerous. Warren Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer telling Local 4.
You want to avoid the chase at all times, if possible.
It was not here, and the determined driver pushed his Chevy Cruze on two wheels on the Jersey barrier, tries to barge past sitting traffic, and when that doesn't work, he backs up. The Cruze driver then tried to push ahead and slammed into a silver pickup truck with a husband and wife inside. At this point, Dwyer says the officers viewed the car as a deadly weapon. And as the car leaned over the Jersey barrier with people scrambling to safety, a Warren officer fired a shot into the back windshield of the vehicle. Dwyer saying the fleeing and eluding laws are not universally enforced.
They know that officers are not going to get involved in most departments in a pursuit. It's a fact. In Warren, we let our officers work.
So they expected to arraign that driver this afternoon. He's facing 17 counts for just the chase alone. Didn't happen. It's likely they're going to arraign him tomorrow. Back to you.
Well, Rod, do we know why he wouldn't give the officer his identification?
Yeah, Bill Dwyer suspects it's because he had an outstanding warrant, and he did, and so we'll probably have to wait until the arraignment to find out more about what that is all about as well.
Yeah. Okay. Rod, we appreciate your report this evening. It was a day full of joy and happy tears today at Third Circuit Court in downtown Detroit.
It is Adoption Day, where families celebrate making their bonds official. Our Megan Woods was there for something that is always a really touching ceremony.
This afternoon, the Mazers took their new 7-month-old, put him in the car seat, and drove home to start their new life as a family of 4.
The name of the adoptee will no longer be Baby Doe. It is officially now Oliver Patrick Mazer.
Their tears of gratitude say it all.
From the moment we met him, we knew.
The Mazers believe it was meant to be.
He was born on my grandpa's 90th birthday, so we named my grandpa's name is Patrick, so his middle name is Patrick.
And their daughter was destined to be Oliver's big sister.
Ruth just knew right away. She said, "That's my baby brother."
The family experienced secondary infertility after having Ruth and say the last 5 years was full of heartbreak. Oliver was a safe surrender at birth. He's been staying with the Mazers ever since, and while they could have experienced this big moment privately, they chose to share it with the community.
It feels very isolating when you can't grow your family the way you want to, and so I just want people to know that there's other options.
The Honorable Solenthia Latoya Miller says that's what Adoption Day is all about, showing how powerful adoption can be as children in foster care are up against alarming statistics.
The suicide rates, the crime rates, the drug addiction, teenage pregnancies, this helps to stop that from happening.
And there were similar celebrations happening all across the state, but that judge went on to say the biggest challenge they see in Wayne County is the volume of children. So the need for parents to just step up and adopt is great. They need people to step up. And, you know, she also said that this is the best part of her job, to see those successes. I just spoke to Bessie, and she says this is the best way to start off their holiday with Oliver as an official part of their family. Reporting live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
And so nice of them to share their story
Right.
with all of us. Megan would appreciate that.
So lovely.
Yeah, really nice. All right, let's turn now to the weather, and the rain has moved through as promised as we take a live look outside from our Windsor Sky Cam. Now here comes the cold as we head into the weekend.
We had this really nice stretch of mild weather even while it was cloudy. It felt really nice out, but that is coming to an end.
So let's get over to Kim Adams. Kim, it's going to start feeling a lot more like November here.
Oh, it sure is. I mean, our warm weather came to a screeching halt this afternoon. We're already down into the upper 30s in a few cities, including Howell and Lapeer. Everyone else in the low 40s. It's 43 downtown, 40 in Pontiac, 41 out in Ann Arbor. It is 20 degrees colder right now than it was this same time yesterday in Ann Arbor, also in Howell and in Pontiac. 18 degrees colder in Mount Clemens and down in Monroe. Believe it or not, we have to talk about wind chills too. It feels more like it's in the 30s. Overnight tonight, it's going to drop down to 29 degrees. A few cities even in the mid 20s, so very cold when you wake up tomorrow. But we will get some sunshine and we'll warm up to a high of 48. Then next week, unfortunately, we hover right around normal until right before Thanksgiving. Of course, one of the biggest travel days on Wednesday, 39 degrees, low 30s for Thanksgiving. And we even have to talk about some snow next week. We'll do that in a few minutes.